Actually, I've known most of my life that music is my calling in this life, you know. Also because my dad is a musician, and yeah, so I started out playing drums because my dad is a drummer. I've just always felt comfortable playing music and known that this is what I'm gonna do. I started out playing drums, playing different instruments, and then I got really into hip hop, and I started producing beats, and soon after that I started rapping myself. Then I made a few bands where I was playing drums and rapping, but it just now it changed into just I wouldn't call myself a rapper or a producer or a drummer. I would rather like call myself a wordsmith and actually a sound scientist, you know, because it's like hip hop, and I'm not trying to make the same music everybody's making, and I'm trying to push the very limits of mainstream music, you know. So I'm still make hip hop, make trap, and this kind of music, but I'm gonna push it to the limit, you know, trying to open people's minds. So I don't want to hear the same music no more, you know. So yeah, and also, you know, I'm very spiritual. So when I say sound scientist, I mean, like, for me, music is a way of manifesting energies. Yeah, like the energies that connects us and separates us. So when I play live shows, I have two ways of doing it: as the sound scientist or the wordsmith. And the wordsmith is more like kind of like the more normal hip hop performance where I'm just the preacher. And my DJ is playing the music. When I'm the sound scientist, I don't talk that much. It's all about manifesting energies, and I'm a make sounds and make tracks on the spot that I've never heard before. I come from hip hop myself, and I know a lot of hip hop heads, but people are just so close-minded, and I'm trying to just break every genre. I don't have a genre. You can't put my music in a box, I think. So I'll be making a hip hop album. Next, I'll be making some weird ass futuristic electronic music that's not even close to being hip hop. So I just wanna connect it all, just make music, and people should just make music. Yeah. I used to talk about politics and this weird ass society we live in, and just rebel shit. And I still do in a way, but I think it's way more important to talk about the internal world rather than the external world. Because I talk about a lot of spirituality, about the self, about the ego, because I feel like we can only change the external world around us by changing the internal world. So instead of talking about what's wrong about the world, I want to talk about how can you change yourself for the better, and that's how we're gonna change the world, you know. I feel like the people are most comfortable with the more hip-hop version of me, because when it gets too experimental and weird, people are kind of afraid of that, you know. But I don't worry, they're gonna get it. It's just future music, you know. Sometimes people are looking at me like, what the hell? But that's the point. Like, if I didn't have music, I would probably I would be the same person, because right now I'm making way more than just music. Music is just a part of me, and I'm just an artist. I would be making, I don't know, paintings and probably like activism and just crazy stuff. Right now, my biggest influence would probably be a dude from Aarhus, a dude from Gosbane. His name is Badun. He's like, yeah, I look up to that guy because he makes some weird ass electronic music, which I feel like I can connect with, and that's what made me make bigger things than just hip hop. And that's also a dude I can talk to and he's gonna help me mix my album, and like he's kind of a mentor, you know. Yeah, and my biggest inspiration is just the universe and the universe. It just sounds from the universe, I think.